What up? Where to allocate your energy when managing stress? Humans suck at this, okay? I, on the other hand, really suck at this, okay? I look at whenever I feel stress or things become too much or emotions become too much. I look away. I scroll and play video games. I escape. Now, there's other ways I cope, but if I'm distracting myself and looking away when something catastrophic is about to come, um, yeah. This is just Sozin's comment, or better yet, El Nino, and the Strait of Hormuz that is being ravaged by the Fire Nation. So, yeah, no. This is not El Nino. This is just Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is definitely not the U.S. government or anything. Okay, so yeah, super important skill. If you're an overperformer, or if you freeze up and look away and don't act, or you act, but you're too stressed out to look at 2 or 3 steps ahead, so you're using more energy than you need to. These are real scenarios that will hit you. And I might not be the best person to talk about your life, but I have dealt with my own stresses for all my life. And I can tell you what will not work. And most people are doing what will not work. Okay? I have nothing to sell you. This is literally collapse focus. This is your skill that you need. Emotional intelligence or discernment or calming yourself down or stress management. I don't care what you call it. Okay. This skill is going to help you out. So, and I use this every single day because I fall into the same unconscious trap that drains me every single day. So, this is just a diagram. I tried teaching this. I tried making a video. Tried so many times. So here we go. Stress. It always is here. Okay, stress always comes. If you're trying to get rid of stress, like for eternity, that's a lot of time wasting. You can cope with stress to, you know, alleviate it. But if you're ultimately trying to have a stress-free life, that ain't gonna cut it. Okay. Trigger. I wrote trigger because stress is stored inside the body. Okay. You can bring up trauma. You can bring up problems, and problems can be stored for later too. So it works both ways. We on the other hand have stored too much shit unconsciously, and it is unconsciously draining us. Okay. We have unconsciously became a people pleaser, right? And a validation chaser, and you hate when conflict arises. So whenever conflict arises, you feel the need to dissolve that conflict. Okay, so the need is pulling you to do something. The feeling is pulling you to do something. That's where your reaction comes in. And I wrote a couple levels. Okay, this is pretty much all your reaction. One is coping. You can cope consciously or you can cope unconsciously. You can run away consciously, you can run away unconsciously. The content matters more than what you do. So, discernment practices, productivity. You can do productive things in a shame based way. You can do productive things in a shame based way. you can also accept the fact that you are shaming yourself, because some of us are so conditioned to shame ourselves that we don't have control of our reaction. So what's the next best step? Our reaction to our reaction. Please don't make a third step. That will be too mind-boggling. But usually you make more steps if you're tunneling down a really ferocious bad loop. So if you're shameful about feeling shameful, just see that, and that's it. The whole point of this is to store data, because the more data we have, the more of the frequency. Okay, our reactions and our reactions, they culminate to your frequency, who you are, and that's your muscle memory. You get used to doing something easy every single day. You get used to saying the new words in your head. You get used to the new feeling and reframing it. But the more that you do it, the more of the predominant being that you are. Okay, everything after that, you don't have control over. That's why I put manifestation, because you control you. You don't control the results or life. Yeah, understand this? Okay, what are the notes? Okay. Get rid of self equals energy deficit. Meaning, if you are coping, okay, you are a coper, you run away from your problem, but you learn that you should be discernment practice instead. You should be more spiritual. You see that? That's the word. You should. That's the pulling emotional word that gets you to do something unconscious that might drain you. The more that we can just look at something without acting, being neutral, the less of an energy deficit we are going to be in. So, we are so used to getting rid of the self. We are so used to fixing ourselves. We are so used to being someone who we're not. You see who you are? You see all of this? Don't try to change it. Just see it and see where you came from. Understand it so that you know why you're being that way, and that opens up the choice. Should you keep on being that way? Because without that conscious awareness, you wouldn't open up the choice. You don't have a choice because you don't know that you are choosing to keep on doing this thing over and over. Fixing yourself is that frickin' thing that you do unconsciously. I know this is not for everyone, but this is for a majority. We be someone who we're not. Because you know the consequences, right? But there's a bigger consequence, and it's your energy deficit. You might not like the verbal parade or the nasty looks and judgments, or the fact that you considered them a friend at some point or whatever. You let them get too close, whatever. Energy deficit, okay? Say no when you mean yes, whatever. The point isn't to make a calculated decision. I know, crazy. The point is to gather more data. We're not at the point of making a decision yet. Stop trying to waste your energy. Where do you allocate your energy? Not here. Not here. Just look at it. Because the way that you look at it is more important. You see these S's? The way that you look at these is more important. The context is more important. So if you keep on looking at yourself in a fix-it mentality, you're going to have fix-it frequency and you're going to have fix-it manifestations. How is this in terms of collapse? If, let's say, famine hits and you don't really want to eat your food, I'm going to be honest. You struggle to get rice and beans and you don't really have the pantry to make it taste good. Bad freaking situation, right? And your mind is racing. Okay, that's data number one that we probably aren't aware of. Our minds are racing. We're trying to come up with options. Right? We're trying to come up with options, but we know that there's not much options. And whatever you figured out, you probably have to go through that plan. I'm just making this scenario up, but the point is to get more data, not panic right now, because you're just trying to eat some non-tasting food and there's no real forward movement. There's no real steps ahead of you right now. Why are you trying to act more than you need to? We can keep on searching, but that is searching. We don't have to figure it out. You understand? Why did you had the presumption that you had to figure things out? Because your family's trying to? Because you're trying to live? Yeah, those are all valid, but it's not the smart move right now. You see how trying to be the hero and helping you could very well hurt your freaking energy because everyone is stressing you out and it's influencing you. Did I put it very clearly to you how other people's stresses and the fact that you need to be the hero might fuck you over? And that doesn't mean to change. You see that you are a hero, just see it. Haha, we're practicing this, our reaction to our reaction. We see that we want to be the hero, that's it. Okay, I understand. I grew up like this and I wanted to be the hero. Is being a hero the right move right now? Okay, see your reaction as data. The more data you have, the more that you have the ability to question and have conviction over it. Most of us can't change. Most of us can't change distracting ourselves, looking away, coping. Because there are more reasons, okay, for you to be this way than for you to not be this way. And you probably don't have the energy because work and health and the health system and this chasing validation and unconscious siphoning of different patterns. Quite frankly, you don't have the equation to even commit to a change, even if you want to. That's what we're missing here. We think that it's just willpower. No. Do you have enough energy? Are you not being siphoned? And are you gathering enough energy with health and movement and not overworking yourself and having, that equals to change. When we focus on solely who we are, our frequency, and not on the things that we want to change. Energy, that's us. Reasons, that's us. These are all centered focus. Don't change you or the results. Don't change you, cost energy. Don't change the results. That also costs a lot of energy. oversee everything. The more data you have, the more that you can have a better calculative decision. But before we have a calculated decision, we have to settle the fact that making a calculative decision might be an energy deficit. And if you consider that, then you're probably good to, not unconsciously drain yourself. And you'll feel it. You actually feel it. You're more inviting of the stress, and you're more resilient instead of panicking. I have to do something, even though you feel compelled to do something in this way of being, just not in a overly shameful way that's draining you. Biggest takeaway: see. Just see, just see, just see, 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 see it, see it, see it. Most of us don't want to see it. Most of us don't have the energy to see it and want to see it in the first place. Do you really not want to see it when the Fire Nation is about to... Fire Nation, guys. Fire Nation. I hope this skill will help you out. Peace.